And the Bulls go through their pregame routine. We're wearing our costumes. Quick check now the starting five for both teams. And guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from Drew?
Yeah, his passing is just a thing of beauty, guys. He knows where his teammates are on the floor at all times, and the moment one of them frees up, he seems to hit them in rhythm for an easy basket.
And Steve, very few players have his finishing ability. We see him get a lot of and ones because even if he draws hard contact, he is able to play through that and typically...
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Well, Kevin, earlier I spoke with Doug Collins. He told me that he's looking forward to this matchup. Their first look at this team so far this season. He said they'll look to play up defensively. As usual, their length and shot blocking a great deterrent inside. Kevin?
Thanks for the report, Doris. Steve, Clark, your thoughts on their defensive focus here?
Well, it's the right strategy, Kevin, because you have to play to your strengths as a team. You can't get away from who you are.
And that's right, Steve. Their strength is certainly what they do defensively. They can rattle folks.
Matthews, he's checked in for the Bulls. Steve hit on this moments ago, Clark. When you've got the two top teams, one from the East and one from the West, would you say there are some conference bragging rights at stake here? I mean, it seemed very obvious to me.
For sure, Kevin. Games like this can be a pretty good early season indicator of which conference is the stronger one. Well, when it came to getting wins away from Sacramento last year, the Kings were anything but kings of the road. Only came away with 8 wins as the visiting team last year, and that puts them near the bottom of the league in win total.
Higgins, he's checked in for Woolridge. And so Jordan nails both of them. And back to the Kings on the road for a second. That total of 8 road wins have them tied for the fewest in the entire Western Conference, Steve, along with the Suns.
It's not a surprise when a team is just bad, when they don't have an identity. There's no way you're going to be competitive on the road. They didn't defend, and they were selfish with the ball. Other than that, they were fantastic.
The soft finger roll is just one of the many finishing moves he has in his bag of shot making.
And Steve and Clark, what do you make of his comments to the media after their last game?
You know, playing in your first game is an eye-opening experience, to say the least. I mean, everything moves 100% faster than anything you've been part of before. College and preseason help you prepare, but there's no substitute for the real thing.
No question, Clark. I remember going from preseason to the regular season. It was such a jump in intensity. It really startled me. I mean, preseason's pretty simple, pretty easy. All of a sudden, the regular season starts and everybody's going, as you said, 100% faster.
Matthews passes to Jones. Here's Jordan. He nails it, and you're tied up. Jordan's got 6 points.
You know, the only tough part of that basket for him was getting into such good position. The rest of it seemed easy.
50 seconds left to play in the first. Just floating to the rim on that slam.
Boy, when he gets up and stays up.
Boy, smooth and graceful. How about the hang time? That's impressive.
Last outing for Sacramento, they won that game against Milwaukee.
And I thought, guys, they were the beneficiary of what was some lackluster defense being played against them.
I agree with you. I mean, it was really shocking how many free runs to the hoop they got.
Henry misses. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Jordan the pass to Higgins. Out of bounds, Sacramento will take possession.
Such a careless pass.
The Bulls leading by 7. Jordan in a 2-guard. Green is out there with Woolridge. Then it's Corzine, so that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. The Kings have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Johnson can't get it to go.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother him.
Outside, Woolridge. The dish now to Jordan. Shot clock at 6. Pope loose. Shot from free throw range. That's good. Jordan's got 10 points in the game.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Here's Drew. A 14-point game for him in the win against Milwaukee.
And he was disruptive defensively, too. Kevin, really aggressively trying to make plays. In fact, he had 4 steals during that game.
Outside Jordan. That's good. And it's an 11-point Bulls lead. Sacramento's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Johnson outside. Here's Theus. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. He's got 8. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. That's going to be over and bad. Not watching for the line that time.
Well, we've got a moment to look back at last year's Bulls. 8th in rebounding, 8th in assists. And they were top 10 in free throw percentage. That's always helpful in winning games.
And what stands out to me, Clark, with what you just talked about is the rebounds, because this is a very physical team. They like to try to bully their opponent at both ends of the floor. On the defensive glass, they were excellent. And then offensively, on missed shots, they really got after it and tried to get second chance points.
5 on the clock. Here's Pope. And the layup's good off the glass. The Bulls leading by 7. Out of bounds, Sacramento will take possession. And now here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best teams from three-point land a year ago. 5th best, the Kings.
You know, a solid three-point game can be the cornerstone of an effective offense. I mean, it adds a little pop and punch to what a team is doing offensively. And last year, this team was not made up of just good three-point shooters. They had great three-point shooters.
The Bulls have gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting.
Boy, I tell you, the Bulls showed how resilient they could be without Derrick Rose last season. They played competitive basketball, but up against the Western Conference, they just didn't quite have the same punch. Got beat up pretty good out west.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, ABC in the last matchup against the Heat got the job done. He finished with 54 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what was a great exhibition on his part. Just numbers that really jump out at you in a box score.
Appreciate it, Doris. Thanks. Well, we've seen a lot of great players have a lot of great games, but that Clark was something special.
Kevin, it really was. I mean, they threw everything but the kitchen sink at him, and nothing slowed him down.
Well, let's just say he was really good.
Gets it to go. And back to the Bulls against the West. Not sure what exactly their shortcomings were, but in the end, Steve, they were only able to win 11 games over the 3 they played out of conference.
You know, the Bulls were a team that could win games on grit and toughness, but the West was a lot more talented last year than the East. And so some nights Chicago just kind of ran into reality, and they didn't have enough talent to deal with some of those Western teams.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
The spookiest day of the year, Halloween. It's really not that scary. Not during the 2K Sports halftime report, anyway. Chicago in a close one against the Sacramento Kings. Outstanding bench production. They've gotten a very nice lift, and that's made a huge difference for them on the scoreboard. Some terrific basketball from Michael Jordan. He's given them a huge contribution off the bench. What a bonus when you have a role player step up like this. But you know, also, the Kings came to play. Their work on the offensive boards, a big factor. Great effort out there. That'll wrap things up for me here in the studio. Thanks so much. I'm Damon Bruce. Now let's get back out to Kevin Harlan for the second half of play.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And welcome back to the second half of our... Mathias, guarded by Jordan. Some nice ball movement here by the Kings. The pass to Drew. On the wing, Johnson. Clock at 6. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Johnson's got 8 here in the quarter.
What an excellent performance from the field for him.
On the court for Sacramento. The drive by Jordan. Blocked. Here's Thorpe. He has 6. From deep. Jordan with the rebound.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
Outside Matthews. Back to Jordan. Outside for Woolridge. Passes it to Johnson. He dishes it to Jordan. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
And I'll say this about him, Kevin. I mean, it looks like he's made of rubber sometimes because defenders just bounce off him when he's driving the lane. What a finisher.
And he also loves to jump into the passing lanes and pick you off. I mean, likes to shoot the gap. It backfires on occasion, but like a great base runner, he seems to pick his spots pretty well.
And the Kings making a change here. Thompson's checked in.
A season to forget for the Sacramento Kings a year ago. There were times they looked pretty good, but more times than not, they couldn't sustain high-level play. Still managed to do fairly well against Eastern Conference teams when they saw them.
Woodson. And the Kings check on 2 more. Chicago leading by 5. The drive by Jordan. The kick out to Matthews. The three-pointer, no good. And back to what you were saying, Clark, about the Kings. Very good when playing out of conference, at least relative to their overall play, Steve.
Well, 14-16 against the East. I mean, that's not a bad record. I'm not sure if it says something about the Kings or something about the East. Probably the latter, but not bad for Sacramento to have that record.
Outside Jordan. He passes to Jones, and that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Tough play.
.26 seconds left to play in the third. That's the bucket. 8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
Man, it's not necessarily strategic, Clark. It's just a matter of playing with more heart. Got to play hard, guys.
Johnson attacking. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. He's gone 6 of 6 from the free throw line.
And, of course, last year's superb free throw shooting, above 90%.
You know, he really did excel at the stripe. I mean, they couldn't have asked for too much more from him when it came to knocking down free throws.
And at the free throw line, it's all about consistency with him. Same routine, same stroke.
Here's Jordan. And that's not going to go. And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the fourth.
Come to where the action is. See your Bulls up.
And welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go. Having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. And Steve and Clark and I are refreshed and ready to go here as well. Jordan, he's in at shooting guard. Woolridge is out there at Corzine, and it's Matthews in at the point guard position. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Shot clock at 3. And the shot is good from Johnson.
Late reaction from the defense, and he's always going to make good on that.
The drive by Jordan. The kick out to Matthews. Back to Jordan. Johnson's there. Shoots a fader. Jordan with another miss.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
You know, one of the more compelling postseason stories, the question about when
the drive by Jordan. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. Well, back to the Bulls, and even without Rose, I think the team made a big statement, Steve, with how they played in the postseason. They showed that they weren't just a one-man show with Rose running things and have a solid core and system that will always compete.
Well, it's the second straight year that the Bulls have essentially been without Rose in their playoff run due to injury. And so I think Chicago fans are kind of wondering what exactly the roof is for this team, the ceiling, if you will. Let's hope that Rose stays healthy this year, so we'll find out. What a display of offense we've seen today, and it's only getting better.
Well, both defenses have been on their heels all day, and it's begun to take its toll. He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Well, it's going to be tough for them, but you have to continue to compete. It's not over. Just play, see what happens.
Yep, you can't afford empty possessions.
Here's Drew. Count it. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5. Well, the Bulls shooting has been fun to watch in this game. They're at 57%. Second chance shot, and he lays it up and in. And the Bulls lead by 7.
And they're getting that lead way up there now. I mean, it should be a stroll to the final whistle from here.
Yeah, this late in the game, it'd be almost impossible for them to blow a lead like this.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Johnson, the pass to Thorpe, buries it. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
He used his strength there to get into the post without much of a fight from the defense.
Yeah, I think they've got to muscle up on him a little more. Do a better job next time in there.
And now we've got the intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 7-point game.
And as long as they continue to do this kind of work at the foul line, the lead should be safe.
There's 18 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Henry. No good from outside. The drive by Trout.
Oh! Up high and down hard.
That's how you use it, brother.
Just look at how quickly their lead has grown over the course of the last few possessions.
Boy, they've really saved their best for last, haven't they?
7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Henry. Off target with that shot. And so it's Chicago winning this one. It was.
You guys were rolling tonight, and you really seem to be feeling it with your shot. How much of a factor did that play in the win?
Yeah, my shot was definitely on tonight. I'm sure I had a part in the win, but it wasn't just me, man. Everyone played pretty well, and we need contributions from each one of the guys if we want to win games on a consistent basis. I'm just hoping I can keep this up for a few more games.